Good morning to everyone and welcome back again to Feature February. So, for this episode, let's go back to the application of art through satire. So, with us today is Cartoonist Zach. So, hello po, how are you doing?
Hi. How would they call you?
Ay, na po.
Aina. Yeah, I'm doing fine. You know, despite the pandemic, so far, may laban pa rin sa buhay.
Ayun, it's very good to hear po given especially yung natin, situations na right now, I can say it's favorable. Maybe it's inclined po to not that favorable and I'm really happy po na kumakapit pa rin tayo. So,
and by the way, yeah, thank you din for this interview sa pag-invite po sa akin.
So, no problem po. So, we would like to hear your insights po about some various topics about your field. So, I guess we can start now.
Okay.
So, first po, medyo chill po muna tayo. Please tell us about yourself po. Backgrounds, achievements, etc.
Yan, so, yeah, I think, alam nyo man na, I'm a satirical artist. I'm an editorial cartoonist. Pero I just started drawing starting when I was in 4. Yun. Alam nyo man, pag elementary, pag alam ng mga tao na magaling ka mag-drawing, yun, pinapaas ka ng advisor mo o yung teacher mo na drawing ka ng visual aids. So doon na-enganyo din ako mag-drawing. So pag may group works, ikaw talaga yung go-to person kung magpapa-drawing. And ayun, as years goes by, nung grade 4, grade 5, so masali sa mga poster making. Tapos I think the first time na nagka-cartooning talaga ako when I was in high school. Kasi alam mo yun sa campus journalism program, 'di ba? Yun sa DepEd. Pero yung kagandahan lang, even though nung high school alam mo I studied in Pisay, which is science and math oriented na school. Yung kagandahan is that nakakasali pa rin sa mga campus journalism program. So I started originally as editor writer nung elementary, tapos I shifted to cartooning. So ayun, at first sumasali ako editor cartooning because I want to win awards, tapos it's also a way to hone my talent. But yun, kalaunan when I was in college, yun, naging na talaga siya, it's more becoming of an advocacy. So ayun, ngayon I'm using this editorial cartoon as a way to express what I felt about the issues that are happening not only in this country but all over the world. So yung common themes ng mga editorial cartoons ko is about, aside from the issues, Philippine issues, yung human rights, yung environmental topics, yun yung mga usually yung scope of ko. And yun, nakaka-publish din ako not only sa aking Facebook page. I also publish sa mga yung mga yung mga small circulation newspapers here in the Philippines. Tapos minsan napapublish din yung mga gawa ko sa sa abroad, especially maybe in some publications in France, at saka mga exhibitions, may mga exhibitions sa Europe na papublish yung mga gawa ko. I think, and then I think that's all.
Babe, so ang layo na rin po ng narating talaga from sciences, then we have the arts. And also, I love po how versatile that, especially po ng campus journalist kayo, you do both the writing and the drawing. So, ako po kasi, I do have some art side of me, pero hirap po kasi ako sa writing. So, more on, para sa akin po mas madali yung visual. So, nakakatuwa lang po na there's someone talaga na versatile in both sides.
Yeah, talaga medyo kasi both of us, went to Pisay, and alam naman natin na medyo intensive talaga yung program sa science and math. And then when we go to college, yung nangyayari is that parang in the contract that you signed, kailangan talaga related sa science, mathematics, at saka engineering. So it really wasn't an easy talaga na ibabalance mo yung dalawa, yung science at saka yung art. So if hindi ako if I didn't choose to go to Pisay or sa UST, where you are obliged to take this type of course, I would have took fine arts, somewhere else.
Oh, babe. So, agree rin po. Relate din po ako sa mga ganong sentiments. So, next po. So, who or what influenced you po to take this path? And currently, ano po yung nag-i-inspire sa inyo to continue it?
I think specifically, I think yung yung person na nag-influence talaga sa akin si Karen Aranda talaga na Philippine Star. Kasi naalala ko yung nung high school ako. When I was in high school, what happened was yung sa library namin, yung sa school library namin, they subscribe to tawag dito sa Philippine Star. And then tatambay talaga ako sa library kasi I'm campus journalist, cartoonist, nagpa-practice ako for press cons. So I have to use whatever is available kasi usually pag if nasa Pisay ka, usually it's located on a remote location or sa mga bundok. So wala kang internet source, wala kang any source of news. So we have to rely what's available. So we have to rely on a newspaper to see on what's the latest issues. So yung nakikita ko yung si Karen Aranda, by the way, siya yung cartoonist ng Philippines Star. So on how he was able to master talaga the use of the symbols, the labels, the figures of speech, was able to perfectly encapsulate these elements, into a form na which is editorial cartoon, which captures talaga the issues that are happening in society. Kasi that time kasi panahon yun ni Pinoy. So yun usually nangyayari yung latest issue nun isa yung daang matuwid, yung pork barrel, yung that was the mga roaring issues. So ayun, kaya nga napapansin nyo usually medyo yung yung facial features ko, it's parang it's derived from Karen talaga. And then din fast forward yung punta ako nung college, yung talaga yung parang na-inspire talaga din sa akin is si Jun Sabaytol, and how he was able to create satire, yung brand talaga ng satire niya, yung especially doon sa Bayaw na series, at saka ngayon doon sa yung he was able to create a satire out of a dictator's son who is running for president. I think I don't think there are really many various people who have really inspired me. But I think sila lang yung ma-identify ko so far.
So, it's really great though. We all have, sa bawat hobbies natin, we all have that person or people that really inspires us and we look up to. So, yes. So aside from your inspirations, so work proper po, what are your favorite aspects?
Ano po yung aspects?
Favorite aspects po niyo sa inyong work, sa inyong ginagawang cartooning and satire?
Wait lang. Aspects. Can you specifically... Kasi meron talaga there are many multi-dimensional yung satire. So how... Like, di ko man...
It's okay po. Ano po yung favorite in a sense na what makes it very sentimental po for you?
I think the great aspect of doing satire is that it's a fundamental right. It's a fundamental right that is guaranteed in our constitution. Because this is the right that has been deprived of us, especially during the dark days of the Marcos regime. Kasi yun talaga yung above anything else. It's able to mock the people in power, who abuse the power and bring suffering to the people. Kasi yun talaga yung pinaka-element talaga ng satire. Tapos, yun, in making satire kasi, the rule of thumb is that you should punch up, never punch down. So, when you punch, kasi yung target mo talaga in making satire is that, talaga I mean, to mock these people, but in effect, you're able to send a message to your audience na may pagkakamali sa kanilang ginagawa. Yun yung yung aspect doon. And then isa pa, it is able to, talaga yung aspect talaga, yung aim talaga ng satire, which yung is that to provoke your audience. In effect, you're able to create, a discourse, within its audience. Yun yung niya kasi example, nagpo-post ako ng cartoons ko, or any satirist. What happens is, yung comment section mo becomes a point of merong talakayan sa sa comment section, Yun, maliban na lang kung merong magkaka-paste ng mga disinformation or um, ng mga fake news. Yan, that really sometimes really talaga medyo and nakaka-taint or nakaka bad trip sa discourse kasi kasi these people are paid to do this, so you don't expect a healthy discourse with these people. Pero na lang yun, that's hoping this will be starting point for discussion or about the topic of the satirical art that you're making.
O nga po, it's very prevalent nga po yung mga comment sections natin, mga retweets, quote tweets, and all that. Lalo po ngayong pandemic na talagang technology is on our side to do things, para palaganapin natin yung mga paniniwala natin. So,
actually, medyo actually, the pandemic, although it's pandemic is, we really hate it shouldn't have happened. Pero yun talaga yung isa sa mga naging epekto talaga ng pandemic is that I was able to focus more on yun sa paggawa talaga ng satire. Kasi sa bahay, so make cartoons through my PC, and then gawa ka ng cartoon. So yun, doon ako na-focus. So yun yung yung nagbigay daan na mas nakilala kami ng mga cartoonists. Kasi alam mo, parang simula nung pandemic, mas marami yung mga cartoonists, mga satirists at sa mga artists who from parang they turned into political yung mga topics nila. Kasi nakita kasi ng mga artists yung mga lapses ng government natin in pandemic response. So yun, they napoportray namin to through making cartoons. So I think that's.
Thank you for that po. So we know that art itself, it's very diverse. It has a lot of fields, it's a lot of disciplines, bridges, and stuff like that. So what sets your work, satirical outputs, and editorial cartooning apart from other fields of arts?
I think yung satirical art kasi it's one of types of art na medyo iba talaga sa ibang types of art kasi compared to other types of art, yung satirical art is it's it's more of like a maverick. It's more of like kasi unlike other types of art, yung paggamit kasi ng mga elements kasi it's informal talaga yung pag-drawing. Example, na-try to create a cartoon about overpopulation. So as a cartoonist, pwede mong isang tao, pwede mo siyang i-bloat. Unlike other types of art na i-drawing mo isa-isa yung mga tao, so you draw sort more or less many people. I think that's yung isa sa mga pero sa alam ko na parang iba siya. Kasi parang kasi for me kasi hindi mo siya yung cartooning, yung satirical art kasi hindi mo talaga siya ma-single out as art. Kasi in journalism na sense, editorial cartoon is a marriage between art and the journalism. Kasi art is, given na yan, yung ito cartoons is, meron na siyang art kasi meron siyang visual elements, meron siyang mga elements na on what art comprises. Kasi it's also a form of journalism kasi it's trying to send a message to the audience, to the readers about the issues or the various or topics that are found in our society. Diba? Parang yun yung yun, di ko masyado, pero I think that's yun.
Yun, I agree naman po na talaga, may pagka-symbolic po talaga ang editorial cartoons and even satire. So, are there any unique skills or lessons that one can gather from doing your kind of work?
Siguro, I think with regards to the skills that you're talking about, siguro yung I think it's the responsibility ng isang artist, to form yung one's idea based on the facts, yun yung skills mo. Kasi I put emphasis talaga on the fact, on the ideas, being crucial and have a greater weight talaga than the aesthetics of work. That's how you parang okay, I think that's a follow-up question from the one you asked a while ago. Kasi what makes it a satirical art different from other art? Kasi mas matimbang talaga yung di naman siguro kailangan na maging magaling talaga aesthetically. And I've known many artists na parang di naman, by the standards of the people, di naman sila ganong sobrang ka-powerful in terms of yung aesthetics, yung visual elements. Pero they're renowned na artists, the cartoonists, because they know how to get the message across, and start a conversation with the public. So mas matimbang talaga yung idea, mas matimbang talaga yung message. Then so yun, yung mas importante na skills is how to convey. Siguro yung isa sa reasons kung bakit is able to have marunong ako mag-cartooning kasi marunong ako magsulat. I had this experience when I was in sa high school, yung elementary rather. Naging editorial writer ako. So, magsusulat ako ng editorial. So, coming up with the opinion. So, yun yung reason bakit naging effective din ako sa paggawa ng cartoons. Diba? Siguro another example, yung yung isa sa mga naging close friend ko si Isang Tasang Kape.
Diba? I have heard that po. I have heard.
So yung cartoonist din. He's also a writer. He's also a writer, sports writer ng ABS-CBN. So yes, yun yung skill mo dapat. Coming up with the opinion or the effective message. But apart from the skills that I mentioned a while ago, siguro yung skill, I think yung soft skill talaga, hindi mo ma-learn from any other is that being an artist takes a lot of courage to speak and defend the truth. Kasi nowadays, alam mo yung grabe yung marami yung atake against press freedom, against sa ating democratic spaces. Can observe na as years goes by in this current administration, yun, nag-shrink na yung ano natin. Diba? I mean, it's our right to demonstrate. Pero ayun, siguro dahil talaga sa militaristic approach ng pandemic, yun, can see that our freedom expression is slowly erode. So in the absence of the free press, in the absence of the fear expression, there will be silence, deafening silence, and this sign that our democracy is slowly dying, and being a member of in this supposedly democratic society, or this democratic society, I mean, yun, a responsibility. I think it's our right to speak and defend the truth. Ika nga, hold the line.
So from this po, we can say that press freedom is not only encapsulating the journalist, the cartoonist, but I mean the whole democratic essence po of our country. So given those things at stake po, things needed. So what kind of skills do people who aspire to join this industry need?
Oh, so you mean that anong kailangan nilang skill para makapasok dito? Siguro I think naman. So yung skill, I mean, yun, sinabi ko kanina na yun, kung alam mo lang na kung alam mo kung paano mag translate ng message mo into visual art or satirical art. I mean, yun. I think you barely make the minimum. You have to be a satirical artist. Pero I mean, talaga parang it may seem to be easy. Kasi I mean, I think you don't need a course to enter this field. I think that's a good maybe it's I mean, I think more or less we can say that going in this field is inclusive. I mean, anyone can go into this field. Pero parang siguro aside from the things that I said a while ago, from prioritizing idea over aesthetics, and then having a lot of courage, is that is yung pag-side mo sa saan yung side mo sa cartoons, di ba? So that goes back to the question, para kanino yung art mo, di ba? So para kanino yung art mo, and that's your guiding thought, di ba? So dapat yung guiding yung guide mo, you should always side for the people, diba? And you should side against the people who abuse to power. And that goes back again to you should punch up but never punch down. Kasi but yun, I think anyone, I think yun tuloy. I mean, that's the beauty of cartoons. I think the satiric art. I mean, I think it's more it's inclusive kasi I mean, um doesn't really require talaga technical um wala siyang technical requirements para makapasok ka sa larangang ito. Basta lang, I mean, yun, advice ko lang is kailangan yung puso mo para sa mga tao, para sa para sa masa.
Talagang bravery and patriotism ang namamayagpag. So all for the people, all for the country. So let's now look into the art industry. So how do you view the current art industry and all forms of art under it, particularly in the Philippines?
Okay. Kasi kasi yung natapos ko is applied physics. I'm not really familiar, with the whole picture of the art industry itself. Kasi aside from being aspiring scientist, I'm also a self-taught artist. But it is apparent na in our society, most of us do not pursue a career in arts. Kasi sabihin ka na, there's no money in art. Hindi ka aasenso dyan. Bakit ka naman So, yeah, I mean, that's usually what our what the elders or what our parents would say. Kasi I mean, in reality, I mean, di man tayo, mayaman. Most of us barely make the ends meet. So, the parents would always tell us na, I mean, we should pursue those courses na where they perceive na, that will help us, that will help, achieve a brighter future. So pursuing arts or art related courses is excuse me, it's usually treated as an afterthought. So for the purpose of this interview, I think what I can share is just about the art of the cartooning. Yun yung ako magfo-focus sa yung situation ng industry. Yung situation kasi ng art yung digital cartooning industry is that dito sa Pilipinas, it's excuse me. Kasi because there is a dwindling number of yung mga newspapers. So mag-shrink or nadi-decrease yung mga number of print na media or print companies sa Philippines. Kasi yan talaga yung traditional na and how editorial cartoonists earn is to publish their newspaper. Is to publish their cartoons in the newspaper. So they get paid maybe monthly, maybe per cartoon. Yan yung traditional na way for cartoonists to earn. Pero since lumiliit yung bilang ng mga print media at saka yung cartoonist naman ng print media is kasi nung panahon ng Amerikano or panahon ng mga 1940s and 1950s, na-observe mo sa mga old newspapers na siguro yung cartoons would consume around 1/2 of the newspaper. But as time goes by, with the advent of di ba, mas magaling na mag-print ng mga pictures yung newspaper at saka need talaga newspaper na kumita through ads. So ayan, lumiliit na. So naging size naman siya ng paycheck mo. Yun yung Tapos kasi so in effect, yung opportunities din for cartoonists, for new cartoonists like me, kasi I'm still on my 20s, became lesser and lesser. Diba? I mean, pangarap kong pangarap kong maging cartoonist in a um, in national newspaper. Pero yun, hirap kasi I mean, wala opportunities, and then so yun, plus I think if you're a cartoonist in a paper, meron ding obstacle from making cartoons. Diyan yung lumalabas yung sabi natin yung self-censorship, so yan, kasi before you publish cartoon, a cartoon, nangyari kasi I mean, yun, kailangan ma-approve talaga siya ng editor mo, diba? And kasi alam mo unlike other unlike a column or editorial, yung cartooning kasi direct talaga yung visual. So I mean, editors might not want to upset a certain politician or a certain advertiser. So nangyari is that medyo there's a blanket of self-censorship. So yan, now with the advent of the social media, so yan, kaming mga cartoonista, we're challenged to adapt to this new norm, diba? I mean, compare mo sa print media, social media has bigger coverage, diba? So there are many more eyeballs that are looking in your cartoons. And unlike in print media, I mean, yung barriers to entry, and anyone could post their cartoons there in social media, like in Facebook or in Twitter. So, and more eyeballs, and then it is virtually free to post your cartoon. So yan yung pero I mean, the challenge remains, for cartoonists who post their cartoons on social media. Kasi yan yung another problem is there's this I mean, how can you earn from posting this cartoon? So there's this monetization na issue. Kaya dyan yun pumapasok yung trending ngayon, which is the NFTs. Kasi and although there is may siya advantage. I mean, it may help you earn money, diba? Through NFTs. Siguro post ka ng cartoons mo, tapos you may turn it into NFTs. But for now, I think, and it may stand, ganito yung magiging stand forever. I think yung negative impact talaga ng NFTs would severely outweigh talaga the benefits because of environmental concerns, or siguro because of the decentralization of the cryptocurrency. And then even though I do agree that artists should have siguro ownership, pero kasi for me, I mean, when you post cartoons, I mean, it's not exclusively yours. I mean, diba? I mean, it's not exclusively yours, and then di mo yan pwede ipagkait kasi diba, I mean, kasi ito yung natutunan ko, I mean, during these recent months na parang I think I'm starting to learn na I mean, kung say your audience, kasi I mean, I think it's the cartoon arts, making art is meant for everyone kasi di mo siya pwedeng I mean, di mo siya pwedeng, although you can assert that it's yours. I mean you make the cartoon, you make the certain art, but you cannot really exclusively own, as you said. If you draw a cartoon about the education system, you have the students. Diba? I mean, because the students are your subject of your cartoon. So there's some degree that mga students also have parang possession on your work. Diba? When you make a cartoon about gender inequality, you can make the women and the other sexes. And that's how inclusivity. Yeah, I think I'm talking. I think I'm talking too much now about.
It's okay po. I'm very amazed with the insights and how from a one cartoon is it really mirrors po a greater industry behind it, from the art industry and pati po yung journalism, to the point na it greatly affects the democracy of the Philippines. So given po na your cartoon, so most cartoons maybe are of satirical in nature, how do you think the negative views by the societies and the likes of your work will be alleviated, if there are any?
How it will. So I think, to paraphrase your question, how can the negative portrayal of issues help solve this? Yun ba?
Bale po kasi there may be negative views po on the, for example, quote unquote bashers that attack you po with the outputs given po na it's satirical in nature, maybe political. So how do you alleviate po those kind of situations?
I mean, how do you lessen this? Yeah, I mean, first of all, let's face it. I mean, we won't please anyone. I mean, we won't please anyone. But we won't please anyone. But if you provoke a lot of people, I think you're doing a good job. I think that's no, I think that's pangit siya na quote, because I think it's a similar quote that's being used by the son of dictators. Yeah, I think you know it. Yeah. Pero generating a backlash is parang it's a part of cartoonist talaga. Kasi yung isa talaga sa mga purpose, why you make cartoons, is that you are provoking talaga reaction from the people. Pero as long as you're not doing it for the sake of cloud chasing, para lang yun talaga yung iniiwasan namin ng mga cartoonists. Also then, you should always as he said kanina, you should always with the people, for the people talaga. And also iwasan din natin na maging anti-poor, diba? iwasan din na magkaroon ng elitist mindset or magkaroon ng misogynistic na visual elements sa gawa mo, di ba? Objectifying women and the other sex. Kasi I mean, as about having misogynistic or the sexist or homophobic na mga na cartoons, it's medyo tricky siya na na aspect. Kasi when you tend to make satire kasi I mean isa talaga sa mga isa to provoke, pero at the same time yun medyo you're not trying to you don't want to offend other people based on their sex, based on their handicaps or their race or their ethnic na identity. Yung I think that's yung iniiwasan namin, how to I think that's I'm making a point here. I mean to wrap this up in this question. Ayan, kasi yun yung binabalance namin is that how to mock people in power, na hindi sinasagasa yung social status ng common people without making fun of the sex or the gender, or especially yung iniwasan namin is making misogynistic remarks. Example, I think another example is that siguro example yung relationship between Duterte and Bongo, di ba? Yung sinasabi ng iba na si Bongo is parang first lady ng Pilipinas. No, it's I think it's tempting to draw si Duterte as president, and then sa tabi niya si Bongo nakasuot ng pambabae na parang kay Imelda na Barot Sayan, di ba? Although it's maybe it's maybe a satire, pero I mean we're in this nasa panahon tayo na na ginagalang natin yung sexuality ng mga tao. I think portraying Bongo as siya bilang first lady is meron siyang misogynistic na tendencies. So yun yung I think it's not more on, I think it's more on di siya pwede. I mean yun yung di namin I mean I think it's not I think it's inappropriate to draw him like that. By the way po, you're going to edit this, diba?
Yes po.
So, yun, nagsistammer ako.
It's okay.
I hope makat.
Okay po. We'll tell our editors.
Yeah. It was supposedly uninterrupted. But
it's okay naman po. We cut rin naman po in case, for example, may nagba-buffer nga po and all that.
Yeah.
So, no problem naman po. So, is there anything po you would like to add pa po sa mga sinabi niyo kanina?
I think wala na.
So, given those takes po, would you like others to take on this path as well?
Take in this path. Yeah, I mean, take on this path. So yung ang masasabi ko dyan is that medyo ko dyan kasi this may not be financially rewarding for people. So in consideration with people na marami tayong naghihirap. This may be a not so favorable path kasi this is a thankless job. Although sometimes we may have commissioned works or paid projects or minsan may project din na we publish these cartoons for a financial compensation. So largely we're doing this pro bono. Diba? So this might not be maybe inappropriate for people who are struggling to make ends meet. Pero if there are people who are willing or who are inclined to join this path, di ba? I mean, sa akin naman kasi, I'm privileged to enter this path kasi I'm still at a point na I can still support myself, na okay pa yung kalagayan ng family ko. I mean, I'm still in this privileged na position. Kaya nga may time ako makaka-drawing pa. 'Di ba? May time pa ako. 'Di ba? Pero I mean ano ba tawag dito? 'Di ba? I mean nasa privileged position ako na I could have went into this path where I can just like draw good vibes. I can just like draw positive cartoons without being political. I could have been in that position. Pero nakikita kasi na I mean with the state of political climate, or in this state of there's this apathy everywhere, and people sadly fall into this disinformation, no matter what, how they have big access to information, sila ka-educated. So yun, medyo it's really sad. So yung ginagawa namin na na dito, I mean yung greater purpose talaga is to is to educate, using satire as a way to educate the people, di ba? Yung fighting disinformation, yung tayong purpose namin. So yung sasabi ko sa mga people who are in summary, ang sasabi ko sa mga people who wants to enter this path is that this may not be financially rewarding, but this will be this is rewarding in a sense na trying to educate people, trying to provoke people's yeah, I think that's all. Excuse me.
So thank you for that one. It's really inspiring. So there's a sense of volunteerism into do this for the people. Going back to the principle again. So, you mentioned po kanina na you do your work not to please, exactly, not to please anyone. Pero, behind that po, do you wish that people appreciate more in a certain way or manner?
Can you further explain, elaborate po?
It's more on po, how do you wish po people see your kind of work?
Okay. I always keep in mind that my type of work, I really can't please anyone. Diba? And that's since, an editor cartoon or any satirical art, satirical cartoon is a form of art. It, of course, it is susceptible talaga yan in various interpretations, depending on paano maintindihan ng public or ng mga tao yung mensahe na nakapaloob sa cartoon mo. But regarding this, I believe that yung art or yung scening natin, in any form, yung form ng art, siguro should force one to think, or the art supposedly should disturb the comfortable. I make art for this, not for the sake na sinisiraan ko yung pangulo or yung kandidato nyo or any public official, diba? But what I wish for the people, sino yung mga naging followers ko ng page, yung mga naging bashers din, diba? Is yung point naman is from the cartoons we make, is for them to think critically, diba? And we know that it is within our within siya sa kung ano yung nakagaranti na mga rights o yung karapatan within our constitution. So, diba, yun yung karapatan natin to voice out our insights or our opinions or our ideas. Diba? And also, pinaka-importante talaga is we should never, it's never wrong to demand, yung accountability and call out our public officials para maitama yung mga pagkakamali, and then serve the public better, and it derives to good governance, diba? And fight for the inclusivity of the people, of these types of people na disadvantage sa society, diba? We can pass it, we can use, aside from siguro negative negative cartoons, shedding a dark aspect of these politicians. Siguro we can use our cartoons to shed light on the issues that are hounding women. Example, violence against women, or teenage pregnancy, or the child marriage, diba? Kasi yung dehado talaga dito is mga women. Sila yung talaga dito. It's very sad to think about those. Or could use their cartoons to fight against homophobia, diba? Kasi last year, I think I was able to create a cartoon about I think the caption is that, I mean, love is love, di ba? It's about kung gaano kaganda yung I mean, okay. I was able to make a cartoon about the positive aspect of homosexuality, diba? I mean, basta yung title sa cartoon ko is that, love is love and you can't change that. Yeah, yun yung isa sa mga cartoons ko na nagawa about, I mean, the great aspect of homosexuality na you can love regardless of ano yung sexuality mo, ano yung gender mo. And yung cartoon is part of the project by a Netherlands-based na NGO, which is the Next Movement. And this is a project na exhibition for a parliamentary doon sa Lithuania. Yun, isa sa yung mga gawa ko, isa sa mga na exhibit doon, diba? So yun, your cartoon can be used to also spread positivity then, diba, aside from shedding the dark side of the politics, diba? And na-mention kanina, I mean, it's never wrong to demand accountability for these officials. But, aside deriving from that, I mean, it is wrong when we tolerate those mistakes, yung pagkakamali ng mga officials or people in power. Because if we tolerate those mistakes, because in doing so, we also allow injustice and corruption to prevail, especially to unprivileged people, diba? So I think, that's all.
I share the same sentiments po. Lalala lang po at lalala yung situation if we just ignore things, quote unquote, to be apolitical and all that. So,
I'm sorry yung sa noise. Medyo I was asking my parents to minimize the noise lang. Sorry.
it's okay po. Okay. So from that po, prior the start po of your let's say career po in doing this editorial cartoon satires, were there any setbacks po or difficulties that you faced when you were just starting off?
I think the number one difficulty dyan is the lack of pay or incentive to do this one, diba? And I've worked for 3 newspapers already for the past 3 years, and dito sa, I think those 3 newspapers I mentioned ay nasa Pilipinas, and compared medyo maliit din yung pay. But it is not true only on it is di lang to nangyayari sa cartoons, but also for din sa iba din na aspects, which is yung writing, yung paggawa ng mga articles for newspaper. Medyo mamiliit na yung sahod for journalism in general. So which is sad. But I mean, another thing is that since I am quite vocal, when it comes to politics and the societal issues, I receive comments and messages sa inbox ko. I mean, sa comment section containing fallacies such as ad hominems, harassments, and death threats from trolls and fanatics. And I think I just remembered one time when siguro nag-post ako ng cartoon about healthcare workers being overworked and the military people as overpaid. I mean, I tag the military people as overpaid because of the militaristic approach to the pandemic. I mean, kasi meron I had the basis talaga. Kasi I mean, there are many studies showing that in many countries who are implementing a militaristic approach in the pandemic, prioritizing military over the healthcare workers, palpak yung pag-handle sa pandemic response. And to add up, I mean, overpaid, parang relatively overpaid yung mga kasi they are paid well, but it does little to no effect on beating the virus, diba? Diba? We poke fun on that kasi diba parang yun binabaril yung virus pero hindi tinatablan. I think that's one of the ways to satirically portray it. So I think of course it provoked really many negative reactions from the uniform personnel. Marami nag-comment. So yun yung medyo nakakatakot kasi I even receive red tagging na message coming from profiles na nakalagay doon they work on Philippine Army or reserve na armed forces. May sinasabi na Cartoonist Zach, or may nasasabi sa akin na wag daw akong lalabas kasi may babaril, ganun. These are scary. Given na nangyayari tong mga yung mga extrajudicial killings, not only for the drug dependents or the drug pushers, yung mga mahihirap natin. Nag-increase yung mga patayan laban sa mga lawyers, activists, human rights workers, yung mga cultural workers, yung mga increased arrest. Yan yung parang yun yung difficulties na it will discourage a lot of people from entering this path. Pero ayun, pero yung kagandahan nito is that there are many people who support and actually pag may magme-message sa akin sa page, it's either may magi-invite sa akin to certain projects or sa podcast like you, or merong negative na messages, sabihin ka na bias or sendan ka na picture ng tae or any copy-pasted na photos about Lenny or about any opposition na candidates or opposition na personalities. I think that's pero ayun, there are many people who are thanking us because thanking us cartoonists for the courage we do. They're thanking us for standing up for standing or being the voice of the voiceless, being the voice of the people who are afraid to speak up. So yun, medyo nakaka-touch. And then also din, yun, di ba, na-mention ko kanina na may, yung sa comment section, may negative na may mga disinformation. Yung kagandahan din is that yung mga followers din namin, sila na yung nagde-defend for us. Sila na yung sila yung umaaway doon sa mga sa mga paid trolls, dun sa mga fanatics. Yun, medyo, yun yung nakakagaan ng loob sa amin. And really, nag-encourage sa amin na to continue what we are doing as satirical artists.
So, I love po na how it is not only dealt by you as na ikaw lang po na kasi kayo lang yung doing those cartoons, but also those people who support you. And I feel how overwhelming it is po for you. And salute to those people who support the fight for the truth rather than just for being a paid troll and all those negative kinds of vibes. So, how would you advise po other people when they deal with this same kind of setbacks and difficulties?
That's quite a tricky part kasi if sasabihin ko na just brush them off, just ignore them. It's quite a selfish na advice kasi first of all, mental health muna. Dapat mo na i-prioritize yung mental health mo. Ay, gaya nangyayari sa akin. I mean, there are many times na especially during the early part dun sa during the early part ng pag-grow ng page ko is how do I deal with this negative reactions. May mga times na tumitigil ako mag-drawing ng ilang araw. Or may ilang times na nag-breakdown ako. So, I'm not immune to criticisms then, not only from the pro admin and the fanatics, but also from the people na sinaside ko. So yun yung ko. Yun, mental health muna. And ano nga pala yung question?
Your advice po for other people going through the same set of setbacks po.
Okay, we're going back. Lang, I hope na ma-edit to. Kaya, kasi marami akong process eh. Pero in the end, kasi yung dapat tandaan talaga natin is that yung sinasabi, ito yung I want to quote Kevin or the person behind Tarantadong Kalbo. No, we shouldn't live in fear. We shouldn't live in zero. I mean, at least we still have fears in our life. But that's at some point in our life, at some point, we should learn to to fight this. Diba? We should learn to fight this fear of getting criticized or getting bashed because of the stand you're making. Diba? We have this fear na we might get rejected by your social circles because of the social issues saan ka nagsaside. Yeah, kaya ayun, as a person who have lost several friends, maraming nag-unfriend sa akin because of the cartoons I make. So yung advice ko lang is and this also embodied din ni galing talaga to kay TK na wag tayong mabuhay sa takot, and as portrayed by yung naging online movement or naging artist movement last July, matuto tayong tumindig, diba? Standing up against tyranny, as artists, diba?
Yes, that was very memorable po, and it's all for democracy and stuff. So, despite those setbacks po, what makes you stay rooted po in this field?
I think we stay rooted in this field na we're in our high hopes na one day people will realize what we stand for, and what we're doing naman talaga is we are advocating talaga na for the government to do its job. We are they will realize na para naman ito sa ikakabuti ng lahat. We're not doing this to serve us we're not doing this to para siraan yung pamahalaan or wishing ill for them, but what we just want to so yun yung namin, basta to encapsulate all of my answers into one word. So what keeps us from doing is hope. Yun yung dinowing ko before the year started is 2022. So yun yung dinowing ko na ng 2022 yung 2022. So ayun, ni-rearrange ko siya to make the word na hope. And in bizarre events, after many this happened bizarrely, napansin yun ni just to make a side note of this, yun napansin ni Hope ay ni J-Hope ng BTS. That's really unexpected. Aminin ko ba, hindi ako fan ng BTS. I listened. They're sobrang ganda ng songs ng BTS, pero I don't describe myself na talaga like full-fledging talaga na ARMY. Pero yun, just to make a side. Pero naman, going back to the main question. What makes us to keep doing this is hope talaga. Hope na sana meron pang may pag-asa pa, especially na this year is the election year. I hope na magiging maganda yung result ng election. We hope na naman na this election result will not be a cure-all sa mga problema ng ating bansa. Pero I hope na this will become one of the step zeros towards the brighter future that we hope.
totally agree po with that. So, the next 6 years, we're gonna take, it all depends sa maging result ng election. So, we should vote right. Okay, so, if you're even given the opportunity, would you ever leave this field behind? Why or why not?
I mean, first of all, I mean, I think I cannot leave this field. Kasi first of all, it's as any other artist would answer. I mean, it's because of passion. Nakasanayan ko na to simula nung when I was in 4, nakahiligan ko na mag-drawing and making drawing yun yung na akin, I mean, it's a way for me to maging malaya from all the external problems and feeling, nagiging siyang stress reliever. Pero there are many, when I went inside, when I went in this field, I've already witnessed a lot of negative consequences that I might be facing. Aside from the negative reactions from the trolls and the paid fanatics, I've seen the worst consequences cartoonists have ever faced abroad. Kasi, especially in the Middle Eastern and countries, cartoonists have faced oppression from the government. And may na-torture, may na-arrest, di ba? Ayun, may namamatay. So yun yung yun yung nakakatakot. Pero I already kept this in mind naman na pero ayun medyo yung nananaig sa akin is that I mean, I believe that making these cartoons can make a difference. Wala naman tong atrasan. And hindi ko to iwan to na profession. Ano ba?
So, here, it boils down po sa paninindigan and passion. And I really love that. I really love that sentiment. Kasi in all things we do naman, it's the main two things that we consider.
Yes, and so, and naninindigan naman tayo sa tama, di ba?
Totally agree with that. So, where do you see your work and the cartooning industry or the satire art in the Philippines going in the future?
At this point, I don't really particularly know. But what I'm certain is that May 2022 elections is a game-changing election. And it will be a pivotal moment in history. Nakasalalay kasi yung democracy natin sa ating choice of the president, the vice president, the senators, and so on. So, we have around more or less 90 days before the election. So it is imperative for us to choose the candidates na to know ano yung pinaglalaban nila, ano yung platforma nila. And should do some fact checking and even share what we know to others na walang access sa'yo. Diba? And Kaya nga ginagamit namin 'to na editorial cartoons or satirical art para to fight disinformation or yung mga so we must not remain complacent and also fight what is right and what is just. Tumitindig tayo, di ba? Dapat tumindig tayo. Because as expected, if we choose to elect the public officials who will continue the oppression and the culture of tyranny from the past 5 years, at least 5 years. Expected na makakrumble talaga yung democratic spaces. Bawal na yung magde-demonstrate. Diba? Otherwise, you will be caught by uniform personnel or you will be tagged as one of the Reds. So, if ganito yung mangyari, expect na na yung magiging future namin as cartoonist na magiging kawawa din kami kasi isa din kami sa magiging target, di ba? So it is tendency for authoritarian governments to target those critics, they want us to be silent. So para magiging safe or maging kampante kami na cartoonist na sana walang mangyayaring masama din, not only from us and not only from sa amin but sa atin, di ba, na really wants good governance. Sana we will elect the right people na who we know na makakapanumbalik sa kung ano yung nawala na democratic spaces. Diba? I mean, not for the sake of yon. I like that emoji. Not for the sake of peacekeeping, diba? Yung sinasabi ng isang candidate na na gusto for the unity kunya for the sake lang of parang dismissing others' opinion, diba? At least ma-achieve natin yung yung totoong unity.
Very I really appreciate all those insights po and how democracy actually what do you call this? Democracy encapsulates even just from the small scale o from a personal. Wait, sorry.
Okay lang. It's fine.
I have a small brother po kasi.
No, it's okay.
So, democracy encapsulates every single thing po in this country as a nation, as an individual and all that. So,
and therefore, everything is political. Art is political. Diba? Unlike what people have perceived talaga everything is political. Di mo sasabi na iwas tayo sa politika. I mean, siguro yung mga content creators natin, mga influencers, parang pinipressure na wag ihalo yung politika. Pero in fact, everything that we do is political.
It is always there nga naman. So, and as much as we want to continue the discussion, this is where it all ends. So, thank you very much, Cartoonist Zach, for again accepting our invite, and we hope the best for your career. And ayun nga, based from our discussions, laban lang tayo lagi, tumindig, and let's vote right for the upcoming elections.
And I also wish na the best for your organization, and I hope na maka-contribute ako sa growth, di ba?
This is a very great help po. And again, thank you very much po, and hoping for bright future and always keep safe.
Thank you.